Okay, welcome back. Now, in the previous video, we started inserting data into parse status. So we have status objects here. So let's figure out how we're going to now display each status in a list like this with the username and the status at the bottom. So to accomplish this, this place I'm clicking is a row. So we are going to create a layout that we're going to use in our adapter to inflate this row. So this layout is going to be for each row. So the layout is going to be as complex as you want, and we're going to be using XML. We're going to be using XML. So let's go ahead and create this, and I'll show you how I added this beautiful icon here. All right. Okay, so I'll pull up Android Studio. And the first thing that we have to do is create a custom layout that we're going to use for each row. And I will just right click here in layout and then layout resource file. And I will call this home page custom layout or something close to that. And I use a linear layout. And I'll go to text view, and the orientation is vertical, which is good. So I want to have I'll do it in text view. I want to have a text view, which is going to be the username. Text view, and this is going to wrap the content as the width, and the height is wrap content as well. The ID is username. I usually like saying HP to refer to home page in the custom layout. So with this one, I have to do ID, then username HP, and then the text here is going to be username, and that should do it. Yeah, and then the next thing is another text view, and this one is going to be comment. Status HP, and this one is going to be width is wrap content. Match parent. I want to fill the parent, and then the height is wrap content and status HP. So having done that, this is not username, this is the comment actually. So this is how it's going to be arranged, like this. So the username appears at the top and the comment for each row. That's how we want it. We could add some extra stuff and it's going to appear in each row. So that's how this layout is going to be used. So we have the username and the comment with an ID here. Now let's head back to our Java file, and now let's create a custom adapter that we're going to use this layout with to inflate the list view that we have in our home page. So to do that, we're going to say new class, Java class, and we're going to call this home adapter, or it's just status adapter. And with this adapter, now we're going to extends array adapter, and it's a generic type, so we put in parse object, and then okay, the constructor, we need to have a constructor in here, and I'll do that shortly. So first of all, I'll talk about adapters a little bit here. So there are two types of default adapters provided by Android. There's array adapters, which adapts data arrays, and then we have the cursor adapter, which is related to database data. So array adapter is related to array data. So in our case here, we'll be using array adapter so that we can handle an array of parse objects here. So we'll also be using some queries to like sort, for example, query by, if you want to query parse by date, by, date created at, or by if the user is Ronnie, to display my comments, something like that. So that's the ability that an adapter gives you. And that's why I like using array adapter, because it kind of gives me more flexibility. At the same time, we'll also be using, in our adapter, we're using something called a view holder pattern. So this allows us to avoid using the find by view ID method in our adapter. So a view holder class is just a static inner class in your adapter that holds reference to the relevant views in your layout. So in this case, excuse me, I have my, for this adapter, I have a custom adapter that I always use all the time. And it's really simple to use if I'm creating, simple array of data. But this adapter works in pretty much everything, images and all that kind of data. But in our case, we'll just be handling text. So we'll just be using text views. So I'll just copy this adapter here. And I'll start with the public section, and I'll copy it all the way. And I'll head, this is from my Eclipse, and I'll head back to my Android Studio, and I'll just paste it here and change a few stuff. For example, now this is status adapter, and it sends array adapter here. We need a protected context, and we need a list of parse objects. Here we're going to say m statuses. So we need the statuses in a list. That's why we have this. So that's why the adapter does for us. Here we have a constructor, and we're going to change this to status adapter, and then a list of status. And here we call the super, and then the last parameter here should be the values. And this int, this is the layout that we are going to use to inflate our homepage adapter. So this layout here, the one we were creating, the homepage custom layout, this one. So that is what we call here in our adapter. So it's homepage custom layout. And then we now use getters and setters here. We set m context here to context, and m status here to this status. This one, actually. Status. And then now we have a view holder pattern here. As you can see, the view holder class that I was talking about is right here. It's a static class that is outside. So in our case, we only have two items. We only have, in our homepage custom layout, we only have two text views, which has a username HP and a status HP. So we'll just reduce this to two text views, and this is actually a text view as well. So if this was an image view, then we'd use an image view, but this now a text view, so we'll just stick to text view. And this is going to be username HP, or you can say username homepage, something. And this is comment homepage, something like that. And now, since we have declared them here, we now come up here and we initialize the view holder. Right. Okay. First of all, we override this get view. So this get view is what we're going, this method is what we're going to be using to inflate each row of our app. So the view holder pattern, we say here, if the convert view is null, if the view is null, if there's no items to be displayed, then create the views. Else, if the views are already there, have already been created previously, let's reuse the views by using this holder is equal to view holder that convert view and calling the method get tag. So that reuses the views. So this is a very good pattern because we don't want to be calling, converting our views all the time. We call the adapter. So it's kind of a good pattern. So here we say convert view is equal to inflate the layout, and over here again where it's red, we now change it back to home, what we have here, the custom layout that we created, this one. And then we now reduce all this to just 2 image views, 2 text views. So 2 holders. So we say now, we initialize the holder in here. We say holder is equal to new view holder. We create a new view now. And then we say holder that now this holder that is supposed to be holder that username homepage. So we kind of call that, initialize it, and then we say it's a text view. So I'm just changing stuff here, nothing complex. And then here we, instead of simply saying find view by ID, we add convert view. So this is very important. Always remember this. We add convert view. If you just write find view by ID, you will get an it won't really work. It will get an error like this. So you have to write you have to call the convert view or whatever you call this. If you change it to V or yeah. And then now here we find it. We say username is username HP. And then this holder that we call it here, we call it comment homepage. We come here, holder that black, and then we say it's a text view, convert view dot find, and then we find the view, and it's status HP. I think there's somewhere I wrote comment. This is supposed to be status. You know, just for consistency to know what it is. Status homepage. And then now once you've converted the view, once you've created the view, we call convert view and then set the tag with the holder as the variable, as the parameter. So and then from there we call parse object here. From here we say parse object, and then we give it a name. I'm going to say status object is equals to this status, m status that get position of the view of the row that has been clicked. So we get the position of that row, and then now here is where we set the stuff that we need. So we'll get rid of some. We don't have an image. We have a username. So I'll just get rid of all this other stuff and just leave 2 strings. So this first string is now we say username is status object. We now get the status object of the clicked item. We say if this one is clicked, we now get the object. And then we get the string, the username now, the string of the clicked object. The string that we want is user, this string user. So we come in here and we just write user. And then holder dot, this holder now here, holder dot username homepage, holder dot username homepage dot set text. Now we set the text of the username homepage to what we got from parse, from the user. So we set this to username. And then another string here, which is now the comment, the status, is the status object as well. Get string, and the string you're looking for is the new status. Right there from parse. Make sure you write this. I always like putting this in a static variable so that I know it's constant. But for this case, for the sake of time, we'll just kind of show you, and then the rest is up to you to do. So, and then status homepage is that dot set text. We now get the set text from the homepage here, and we now set the text to status. And then now we return the convert view. Very important. Now, after doing this, we're ready now to use our adapter in our homepage. And we're going to take a break, and in the next video, we're going to see how we're going to now use this adapter in our homepage and start displaying items on our new app like this. So we're going to see how we're going to display that in our app live update right here. All right, so see you then.